Hi everyone, Reverend Sarah Grady from St. Paul's United Church in Paris. Happy Tuesday. It is beautiful outside today and it's making me feel so happy. It is nice and warm. It is sunny. The snowdrifts are melting. I can almost get fully into my parking spot in the parking lot. The most giant drift that had to be plowed out here for us to get through the parking lot happened to go into our parking spots for the staff. And so it's almost there, which is giving me some hope. The crazy thing about this week is that we are at the 1 year mark of our pandemic. We are at 1 year of social distancing and masking and sanitizing, which is crazy to think about, but we continue to muddle our way through. We have still not made any decisions around coming back to in-person worship for St. Paul's, but keep your eye out for that. The good news about that for this coming Sunday is we're springing ahead with our clocks. So you don't have to worry about whether you're going to be late or too early for church because you can go whenever you want. Once the service is posted, then you can watch it at any time and you're good to go. So there's some anxiety that you don't have to face for springing ahead or hopefully not falling back. We'll see where we're at that point, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I want to say a huge thank you to Karen Condon in our church office. Karen was the instigator and the organizer of our online silent auction, and it was a huge success. She did all of the work for that, the bulk of the work for that anyway, and I'm grateful to her. We made almost $800 on that auction, so thank you to those of you who contributed items for auction, for those of you who did bidding. If you haven't heard from Karen about when you can either pick up your item or have it delivered, give her a call in the office or shoot her an email and make those arrangements. This past Sunday, I addressed a chapter in the Gospel according to Matthew where Jesus talks about 3 life-giving tasks that we can do in secret in order to deepen our relationship with the divine. And that is giving, fasting, and praying. And what an interesting chapter to think about. What an interesting thing to think about. Doing these things just between God and ourselves so that they are for God's glory and not our own. What an interesting thing to think about, because so often, this is where we're introduced to the Lord's Prayer. This is the chapter where we learn to say those words that we say together out loud, corporately, when we're gathered for worship or at a funeral or sometimes even a wedding or another event. These are words that we actually say together. So it seems a little counterintuitive for us to think about doing our prayer in secret. But that's really what Jesus was getting at, is you need to work on your inner self in order for how you are inside to exude on the outside and for you to be part of a collective of making God's kingdom a reality here on earth. So that is the unpacking that we're doing this week in this chapter. And there is an interesting direction for us in our questions this week in our chapter. And it says, share a story about a time you did something good, but for a less than ideal motive. That doesn't really sound like something anybody would like to admit to. And I got thinking about it, and I was thinking about a time I got in an argument with one of my brothers. I'm one of 7 children, and I have 5 brothers, if you can believe it. And I got into an argument up at the family cottage with one of my brothers over, I think it was a video game or something. And my mom sent us to our rooms, and I said something nasty. I think I called my brother a name, and had to go to our rooms and think about it. And then I was to come out and apologize. And the reward for doing that was to be able to go swimming. And it was getting hot. I really wanted to do that. I'd been looking forward to it. So I sat in my room a while and I thought, I'll just do this apology and I'm going to get it over with, and then I can go swimming. So I came out, I did it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I was really mean. I'm such a bad sister. I'll try better next time, and then the reward was couldn't go swimming. I think we all have little things like that we do when we're children. And that's just a small example of something that's supposed to be good, like offering an apology to make somebody feel better about a situation, but not doing it because we actually mean it, but doing it because we know that it'll allow us to do the thing that we actually want to do. That's pretty typical behavior of children. But sometimes that carries on into our adulthood. And I couldn't think of a story in my adult years where I'd done something like that in particular. I'm sure that I have, but nothing was coming to mind. But I wonder for you, do you have a story where you did something that was good, but it had an ulterior motive behind it, that there was something about it that was for your own gain? There was a less than ideal motive, as the direction says. So you don't have to put it, it's not true confession time. You don't have to put that one in the comment section below. If you want to, you can go ahead. Maybe it's a humorous story for you. Maybe you've seen some of this kind of behavior in your own children or grandchildren, or between you and a friend or a spouse or a partner. Let's talk about the things that we do in secret versus the things that we do for everyone to see, and the perception of these. So feel free to comment in the comment section below. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I hope that wherever you are this week, you are doing great, that you are well, safe, and healthy. And I get to see you and talk to you very soon.